بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. So the next one we have is أحرف التنبيه, particles of تنبيه, to warn, to create just to grab the person's attention. Instead of warning, we can probably say here to grab the attention. So this is probably a better translation. So those particles which are used to grab the attention of the addressee. So again, we have the harf amil, it's all complete. Now we have the ghair amil. And in the ghair amil, we have a few particles. The particle number one, we have the harf al-atf. Then we have jawab. Then we have ta'keed. We have shart. We have tawbik and tahdid. Then we have arad. And now we are on tanbih. So far we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so all of these are particles. They don't govern, they don't affect the i'rab. But obviously the huruf al-ma'ani, they have meanings. Okay, so al-qism al-sabi, ahruf al-tanbih. So nabbaha yunabbihu, somebody who's negligent, to wake them up. Intabaha min nawmihi, to wake up from your sleep. Nabbaha, to warm somebody up. Yes? So from here, nabbaha is to warn, to wake up somebody. And nabba'a is to also give information. That's never hamza, it's ha. So here it means basically, you really want to grab the mukhatab's attention. Like, listen carefully. So you want to grab their attention. وَهِيَ ثَلَاثَةٌ أَلَا. What is this? Ala. Now this is what? Basita. This is not a plus la. This is ala on its own. The ahruf tahdid and ahruf arad. Those were a plus la. A, la. Two separate particles. And this is one particle. Ala. Are you following me? You see the difference between them? So, ala, finish. It's not ala tuhibbuna, which is really la tuhibbuna. You following? So in ahraf al-ardi wa tahdid, they were really hamzatul istifham with a la and nafiya. And in here is basically ala on its own, just one particle, basita, not murakkaba. Those are murakkaba, this is what? Basita. Do you understand? Are you following? Yes? So ala, listen carefully. Lo, behold, inna allaha farada al-hajja. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made hajj compulsory upon every person who has the ability. So listen carefully, I'm trying to grab your attention. Okay? Athani ama. So, and it's usually comes before qasam. For example, ama wallahi. So you have here, ama wallahi. So you have ama is basically also trying to say, listen to me. So this is because this has ta'keed, emphasis, plus the ama. Lana hujjanna. Ama wallahi lana hujjanna. So ama, again, lo, behold, listen. Yes, by Allah, we will perform hajj. Allah has made hajj compulsory upon us. Lana hujjanna. We shall surely perform the hajj. Understood? Yes? Everybody following? So ala and ama. And the third is ha. And ad-dakhila, ay alladhi tadkhulu. Allati tadkhulu, basically. When you have alif lam or the ism al-fa'il, ism maf'ul, it can have what kind of meaning? The verbal meaning and mawsul sila meaning. So the ha which enters upon. And because the emperor enters upon many things, we have the dot. I will continue here. So the third one is ha. This ha which precedes or enters upon. Alasmil isharatil qariba. Upon the ismul ishara of qarib. So upon the close ishara, noun. For example, safara ha'ula'il hujjaju ila Makkah. These hujjaj, these pilgrims have traveled to Makkah. Now I'm not sure if I explained this to you before. When we're teaching in the first year, the beginners, we just say like ha'ula'i is what? What do you say ha'ula'i is? Ismun ishara. Okay, technically speaking, that's not 100% true. What happens is really, technically, is ula'i is the ishara. What's the ishara? Ula'i. And ha is a harf tanbih. Okay, grammatically speaking, that's a tanbih. Now, the question is, does this actually give the meaning of tanbih? So not really. Because this ha is a harf tanbih in i'rab, but it just gives the meaning of qurb. Because when you have ula'i just means jama' for ishara. And when you add the ha, which is a ha'u tanbih, it means close. It doesn't have the tanbih meaning anymore. When you add ka at the end, ula'ika, ka is a mukhatab, but it doesn't have the mukhatab meaning totally, it merely has a far meaning. So what we have here, so what we're seeing here, this ha, in terms of grammar, what's this ha in terms of grammar? What is it? Harfu tanbih. In terms of meaning, what is it? It's a particle to show closeness. So now, the meaning of this, the tanbih meaning is gone. There's no element of tanbih. Do you understand? So the ula'i is the ishara, ha is the tanbih, but the ha is really now to show closeness. That's why in year one when we say ha ula'i is ismul ishara, not really, it's not wrong, but technically it's not the way you do it. But do you understand what's happening here? Do you understand? So it's safara ha ula'i, this ha is ha tanbih, but the tanbih meaning no longer exists, and it gives the meaning and it depicts the meaning of closeness. And if you want to make it far, you put the kaf al-khitab, the mukhatab kaf, like ka kum. But even then, the mukhatab meaning is like secondary. The main meaning is to be far. So when you have ha'u tanbih on the ism al-ishara at the beginning, and the kaf al-khitab at the ishara at the end, the tanbih meaning and the khitab mukhatab meaning is diluted or almost goes away. And the meaning is basically close and far. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes? Everybody following? Okay, so now what we can have here, we can have the ha, which enters onto number one, the ismul ishara. Number two, we can also have a ha which enters onto the zamir marfu. Now this is how we call it idiomatic structure. Idiomatic, meaning you don't like, it's not like this is one structure. What happens? You can have it like this. You have the ha'u tanbih, you have a mubtada, not any mubtada. It has to be what? Zamir marfu'. Then you have the khabar. And it translated as what? Here, you, well, wherever is here, that's a variable, are. Hum ula'i really means they are they. Because what does hum mean? Huwa, he, huma, they, two jewel. So they, what does ula'i mean? Those, they are those. Literally means they are those. But that's not what it means in translation. What does it mean? Here you are, like after all of this. Yes? So in 2 weeks time I say, you had exams, and after that, you had a hard exam, you were stressed, and you made an intention that I'll revise every day and I'll do takra, and here you are, back to the same old way again. So here you are. Ha antum ha'ula. Comes in the Quran, ha antum, so ha antum ha'ula. So it's like, here they are, they are. So here, ha hum ula. Here, so it can mean here you are, in terms of physical space, or in terms of position and condition. Here you are again, same position, same, not in terms of physical space, but in terms of mental space or spiritual space, or in terms of position, behavior, or physical. So ha hum ula'i, they are the hujjaj. Safara ha ulai hujjaj ila Makkah, the hujjaj have traveled to Makkah. So they point to them, here, there they are, look, ha hum ula'i, they are the hujjaj in Makkah. Yes, ha hum ula. To summarize again, this is very common, ha ula'i, this is like almost like, every second sentence is ismul ishara, or every third sentence. And ha hum ula'i, this is very rare. I mean, it comes in the Quran, but it's not like a everyday structure. So it's ha hum ula. So basically this is the mubtada, this is the khabar. And the ha comes before it, just to like say, here they are, there they are. This has a meaning of tanbih, proper tanbih meaning. Like, here, look, there they are. Fahim? Yes? Everyone following? Then we have ha الداخلة على الماضي المقرون بقد. Sometimes you can have the word ha before the word qad. Again, this is rare, not too common. Ha قد غفر الله لهم. Lo and behold, Allah has forgiven the hujjaj. Naam. Okay. وعلى أي وأي أية قبل المعرف بأل. We can also have ala. So we have الداخلة ha, which enters upon ayyu and ayyatu قبل المعرف بأل في النداء. That's missing kind of. So you can add that in here. So when you have a nida, so that's missing. I should add that in the text, inshallah. So when you have ay and ayyatu before a mu'arraf bil lam in a nida. For example, here, what do we have here? What's ya? What is ya? Harfun nida, correct? To call somebody. Now here I have harfun nida, but the munada is what? Mu'arraf bil lam. Mu'arraf bil lam. You can't say yal hajj, yal hajjatu. What do you have to add? Ayyu for mudhakkar and ayyatu for muannas. So you want to say yal hajj, you say ya ayyuhal hajj, ya ayyatuhal hajja. So you have ya ayyuha or just ayyuha. Yes? You following? So you basically, you can have ya is the harf nida. You have ayyu, we'll do the i'rab ayyu later on. And then ha is, what's this ha here for? Harf tanbih. This ha is for harf tanbih. Do you understand? So again, when we're starting the first year, we say, ya is one harf nida. Ya ayyu has another harf nida. That's just to get you started. But technically, the technical aspect is really what happens in here. So we can leave that fi nida. That should be here. You can add that in your text as well if you want to. That should be there in the text. Okay? This happens in nida only. So ya is the harf nida. Ayyun has an i'rab, we'll do when it comes up. And ha is what? What's ha? Harf tanbih. Is the tanbih meaning in here or no? The meaning of tanbih is no longer in here. Even in here, there's no meaning of tanbih. The main meaning is basically, instead of saying ya ayyul haj, ya ayyatul haj, you say the haj sounds better. And when you're calling somebody, having the stretch in your voice, you say, oh, bhai, you stretch your voice. You say, oh, like you want to stretch your voice. When you're even stretching your voice from far away, so ya ayyuhal ha, it gives you a stretching voice to match the speaking. So here you have ayyuhal, this ha is a harfu tanbih. Beginners we say, oh, harfu nida, but that's not technically correct. It is true in terms of meaning, for English speakers fine, but technically the ya is harfu nida, the ayyu is the munada, haj is a badal, which is actually later on, and the ha is harfu tanbih. Is it clear to everybody? Yes? So in harfu tanbih, what do we have? Ala and ama. Ala is the most common one, and the ala is most common for tanbih. Ala innahum humus sufaha walakin la ya'lamun. So ala harfu tanbih. Listen carefully. Look, it's like saying, look, listen. This is what it is. The truth is, like, you know, it gives, like, you know, so put your foot down. Listen, fact. And then you have these others, especially these here. Some of these in i'rab, all of these are called harfu tanbih. But in meaning, some of them, the tanbih meaning goes away, and it's more of a, like a i'rab purpose, or more of a joining purpose, or more of other meanings. We're following. So number one is the ha, which precedes the ismul ishara. The tanbih meaning goes away, and it's only to show the meaning of closeness. When you have ha, hum, ulai, it's a particular structure. It means, lo and behold, here they are. Lo and behold, here you are. The tanbih meaning is still in there, but you can't just use it anywhere. It's more particular to the zamir marfu as a mubtada. Ha anta dak, there you are. Yes? Then you have ha on the mazi, this for emphasis. Ha, qad ghafara Allahu lak. Ha, qad fahimt. Now, and then you have ay, and after ay and ayyatu, in a nida you have ya ayyuhal haj, ayyatuhal hajjatu. Does everybody understand that? Any questions so far? Okay, inshallah. So we'll do the i'rab tomorrow, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala rasulihil kareem. So inshallah today we're going to finish off the lesson with going through the i'rab of some of the ahruf tanbih. So, ala inna Allah farada al-hajj. Or the i'rab of this be? The i'rab of this be what? Ala, you just say here. Ala is harf tanbih, mabni ala sukoon. And then the rest will be as normal. So ala, there is no, just add it in as its own i'rab here. Harf tanbih, mabni ala sukoon. It's quite clear, obvious, nothing really to add into there. Yes? Okay, after that we have, this is an interesting i'rab here. Safara ha'ula'il hujjaju ila Makkah. So when we're doing the i'rab of this, what we're going to do, we're going to have safara fa'lun madin mabniyun ala al-fath. Correct? Fa'lun madin mabniyun ala al-fath. Then we're going to have here, we have to break down the ha'ula. So in i'rab, we would say here, in tarkib, ismul ishara musharun ilay become the what? Fa'il. So when you tarkib, understand the meaning, that these hujjaj, that's a fa'il. Correct? However, when we do the i'rab, we have to break it down individually. So what will happen here? First thing we say, ha is one particle. So ha is harfu tanbih mabniyun ala sukoon. What do you say? Ha is what? Harfu tanbihin mabniyun ala sukoon. Does that make sense? Yes? So this is how. And then the ula'i, that's become ismul ishara. So we put it in brackets here, but you don't really label it really, but you can. But we say what? This is the ismul ishara, and fa'il marfu'un mahallun, because mabni al-kasri. Do you understand how to do the i'rab of this? So when we have it here, we say the ha is harfu tanbih, ula is ismul ishara, which is the fa'il, and that's mabni is marfu'un mahallan, and is mabni al-kasri. Are you following me? Does that make sense? Yes? And then the hujjaj becomes the badal. What does hujjaj become? Hujjaj becomes the badal of ula'i, is marfu'un bi dhamma. Now let me explain something to you here, one point. When we study, again, as I said before, I've explained many times before, in the subcontinent we study to understand ma'ani and tarkib and everything. So some things we simplify them, and we also have some terms are not in classical Arabic. So when we say, for example, musharun ilay, is very easy, it's good because it makes sense. Okay, you know what you're pointing towards. So that word we have in musharun ilay is fine. But in I'rab, there is no slot for musharun ilay. Have you seen the word musharun ilay in the marfu'at, mansubat, majrurat slot in surah? It didn't come anywhere. Similarly, in the tawabi, you have the nat, you have the atf, you have the badal, you have the atf bayan, the ta'keed. So in there you have the 5 tawabi, but there's no musharun ilay. So really, musharun ilay is this another term is a particular form of the badal. So one form of the badal you can say is musharun ilay. And we give a particular name so it becomes easier, it sinks into the beginner's mind easier. Okay, it's ishara, musharun ilay. But really there's no such thing as musharun ilay in I'rab. So there's no label musharun ilay. What do we label it instead as? We label it as what? We label it as badal. So what we call the musharun ilay is fine, it's a good name because it helps us understand that the thing you're pointing with, the thing you're pointing at. However, in I'rab it's really the badal. So really ula'i is the hujjaj. Do you understand? So ha'ula'i al-hujjaj, we would simply say, when we're doing tarkib, we say, okay, let's do tarkib of this. What's tarkib of this? Safara is what? We say safara is going to be what? Fa'il. Ha'ula'i al-hujjaj is the fa'il. Ila Makkah is maf'ulun. Maf'ulun fih. Yeah, good. Maf'ulun fihi is ghayr sarih. Then we will say, ha'ula'i is ismul ishara. And this is musharun ilay. And that's finished. That's yes? That's ismul ishara, musharun ilay. That's how we do tarkib. Yes, and then we got the meaning. Simple. So these people travel to Makkah. But when we break it down in I'rab, when we do the technical individual word, then this is actually, even the ha'ula'i is 2 words. You don't call it, ha is a harf al-tanbih, the ula is a fa'il. And what we call the musharun ilay is actually the badal. Are you following? You understand? So for simplicity purposes, in our subcontinent, when we do this, we say musharun ilay. And even they mention musharun ilay as a term in books of Nahw, but not in I'rab. It's not a slot in I'rab. A slot is really what? The badal slot. Are you following me? Is that clear? You see, so remember when we're doing I'rab, so when we're doing tarkib, we label the ha'ulai and the hujjaj. We label both slots, the first, the tabi and the matbu'. In here, when we're doing I'rab, this is a mubdal minhu. But because the mubdal minhu doesn't have a particular I'rab. So when we're doing I'rab, we don't have to label that separately as mubdal minhu. This is like the fa'il. This becomes the badal of the fa'il. So what happens in the mudaf? We don't label mudaf. We say kitab is fa'il, a mubtada. Allahi is mudaf ilay of the mubtada. When we say na, we don't say man'ut. We just say rasulun is, for example, khabar, and aminus is a nat of the khabar. So when we're doing I'rab, we don't normally label both parts of the phrases. In Turkey we do that so we get overall picture and a breakdown. But in I'rab, we just label a second part of the phrase. Does that make sense? Any other questions? Okay, ha hum ula'i. Well, Turkey is very simple. Ha is harfu tanbih, hum is mubtada, and ula'i is a khabar. In this structure, ha hum ula'i, ha antum ula'i, ha hum za, all of those structures, you just make a mubtada, this is the khabar, and that's the harfu tanbih. Understood? Okay, good. Okay, now, ya ayyuhal hajj wa ya ayyatuhal hajja istaghfira lana. What's the i'rab of this? So first you say, ya is harfu nida, so we have here, ya is the harfu nida. Correct? Mabniyun ala sukun, so ya. Okay? We have ayyuhal hujjaj. What happens here now? What we say is, so again, when we do tarkib, let's do tarkib first. So let's refresh how do we do it basically when we're doing tarkib? What do we do normally in tarkib? We say here, ya ayyuha becomes what? Harfun nida. Haj becomes the munada, and that becomes the nida. Or we can say ma'tuf alayh, I guess, ma'tuf alayh. And that whole thing becomes the nida. And this becomes the jawab nida, yes? Make sense? That's as simple. So ya ayyuha is a particle used for calling. Haj is a munada. Ya ayyu al-haj. Ya ayyuha al-haj. That's how we do tarkeeb. So it's simple. So then we have, yes? And this becomes ma'tuf alayh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. This becomes here ma'tuf alayh. That should be in green. That becomes what? Right, yeah, it becomes what? Ma'tuf alayh, ma'tufun alayh, and ma'tuf. You got it? Is that clear? The tarkeeb is how we do it. But as I mentioned before, in I'rab, tarkeeb is an overall bird's eye view of main slots to understand translation. I'rab is an analysis of individual words. So every word has to be broken down, and even some words which seem like what serve one purpose is still broken down more deeper. Okay, so we do I'rab, we say here, ya on its own. That's a harfun nida, mabni al-sukun. So far so good. Then we say ayyu is munada. What's ayyu? Ayyu is the munada. And the munada is going to be mansoob because it's maf'ul bihi. Because really what happens, we say ya is like a verb. Ad'u. I am calling. So because of this, the munada is going to be mansoob. But it's mahallan mansoob. What's it mabni upon? Dhamma. Mabni ala dhamm. So really, the way the I'rab is ya is the harf nida, ayyu is the munada, and is mabni is mansoob mahallan. But when you have the munada, ya zaydu, ya rajulu, it's usually going to be mabni ala dhamm. So mahallan is mansoob because it's maf'ulun bihi. It's in a meaning or a ruling of a maf'ulun bihi, and it's mabni ala dhamm. That's how it goes. Ya, the harf nida, ayyu is the munada. Understood? Then ha is harf tanbih mabni al-sukun. So now you got here one word, ya, two words, ayyu, ha, the third word. Yes? And the al-haj becomes the badal of the ayyu. That's how you do the i'rab of it. And it becomes badal of ayyu, so mansubun mahallan. Okay, then I explain that last part later on. Well, shortly. Ji. Do you understand what's happening here? So when we have ya ayyuha or ya ayyatuha, a simple tarkeeb, bird's eye views, the words ya ayyuha combine. What purpose do they serve? The calling purpose. So in tarkeeb we simply say ya ayyuha sarfun nida. Who are you calling? Al-hajj. So that's munada. That's how we do tarkeeb. Okay? And that's simple overview. But when we're doing i'rab, each individual word is analyzed. So how do we analyze each individual word? We say ya is the harfun nida. What's the actual munada? What's the munada going to be? The word ayyu. And the munada is going to be mahallan. What's what is it mahallan? Mansoob, but it's mabni ala dhamm. Yes? It's like a mabni word. So it's mahallan is mansoob, but in the i'rab, the actual word is ayyu, marfu. Is dhamma, not marfu, dhamma. So far so good? So step number one is the ya. Step number two is the ayyu. The ayyu is mabni ala dhamm. It will always be ayyu. Even though it's what slot is it in? It's in a mansoob slot. Why is it a mansoob slot? Because you're calling that person. It's like maf'ul bihi. We'll do this in detail, a bit of detailing. I'm not sure if it comes out later in mansoobat here. We'll do it in a kubra. Do you understand so far what's happening? Then the ha is harf tanbih. And the al-haj is the badal of the ayyu. Is everybody following? So just recap again now. So ya is a harfun. So when we do tarkeeb, the bird's eye view, ya ayyuha is the harfun nida, al-haj is the munada. We break the ya ayyuha al-haj into three parts. Well, four parts. Ya is a harfun nida, ayyu is a munada, is mansoob mahallan mabni ala dhamm. Ha is a harfun tanbih, and the haj is a badal of the ayyu. Understood? You got it so far? Yes? No? No, okay. Let me give you an example. I didn't have time to prepare this. I'm a bit busy at the moment. So, imagine you have two policemen. You have one policeman. Okay? Right? Now, one policeman is imitating another police person. So, police number one is a mubdal minhu. Police number two is what? What's police number two? The badal. But police number one, he's undercover. Why is he? He's undercover. So when police number two follows him and imitates him, he can imitate him and say, I want to imitate, I want to be like him. How can you imitate him? Either by going undercover or by being in uniform. Because in both ways you're imitating him. One is you're imitating him in the same exact undercover form, or you're imitating him in his apparent form, in the police uniform. You get what I'm saying? So the undercover police has what? Two, is a policeman is undercover, his I'rab is not clear. So the person who's imitating him. So similarly, when you have a tabi I'rab tabi'iyya. So the question is, why if al-hajju is the badal? Hajj is badal, isn't it? What is hajj? The badal, isn't it? Or what do we do in as-sughra? The mubdal minhu and badal agree in what? I'rab, isn't it? It's i'rab tabi'iyya. So if they agree in i'rab tabi'iyya, it is mansoob mahallan. Why is it not ya ayyuhal hajja? Do you understand the question, the problem? So we say, well, it's got how many i'rabs does ayyuha? It has two i'rabs. It has i'rab mahalli and i'rab lafzi, or not really i'rab lafzi, but it has mabni al-dhamm. So it has two possibilities. You can follow it in this scenario, or you can follow it in this scenario. So it's marfu'un bi-dhammati lafzan. It's marfu' bi-dhammati lafzan. It's mansub mahallan. It's a badal of ayyun, which is also mansub mahallan. But it's now tabi' ala lafz. So again, what we're saying here, let me show you an example here. If you have, so here, you have the matbu', 1 minute, yes? You have the matbu' and we have the tabi'. Okay? Now let's say, for example, I said to you here, laysa Ahmadu biwaladin kadhibin. Wala khadi'in. Yes? Or let's say laysa Ahmadu bikadhibin wala khadi'in. So what do we have now here? We have here waw is harfu atf, correct? We have harfu atf. Then we have the ma'tuf alayh, and it's going to be i'rab tabi'iyya, isn't it? Are you following? Yes, is it recapping from thing? From surah, i'rab tabi'iyya? Yes, you following? Now, this word kadhib has two i'rabs, doesn't it? It has an i'rab lafzi, and it has an i'rab what? Mahalli. Why? Because of the harfun jar, harfu sila, or the harfun jar zaid, whatever you want to call it. Yes? So now because the word kadhib, the man'ut, or the ma'tuf alayh, the thing that you're following, it has two i'rabs, lafzi i'rab, and it has what? Mahalli i'rab. Making sense? Because the word, the first word, the one that, so khadi', what two i'rabs how can we read khadi'? You tell me now, you figure out. What two ways can we read khadi'? Wala khadi', tell me the i'rab of khadi'. Ji. Wala khadi'in, wala khadi'an. Why khadi'an? Is i'rab on the lafz, and khadi'in i'rab on the mahal. Do you understand? So the summary is, if you have i'rab tabi'iyya, you have one of the badal, one of the tabi', the nat, the badal, the atf bayan, or the ta'keed. And the word before it is what? And the word before it has an i'rab lafzi and i'rab mahalli. You got a choice in most places to do tabi' on the lafz or tabi' on the mahal. Do you understand? So, in theory, ayyun is what? Ayyun has two i'rabs. It has i'rab lafzi, which is a mahal, i'rab mahalli, and a semi-i'rab lafzi mabni ala dhamm. So now in the word hajj, in theory you have two, obviously there's only one. It's always going to be, it's always tabi' ala lafz. But you could say ayyu, because this is tabi' upon lafz. It's tabi' upon the mabni word. Mabni ala dhamm. And if it was mabni ala mahal, it would mean ya ayyuhal hajja, but the Arabs don't say that. But you get the theory behind of this. So if it's i'rab tabi'iyya, the second word can follow the first word in either lafz, or it can follow in mahal. Do you understand? That's what we're saying. It's tabi'un ala lafz. So it's badal. So if it's mansub mahallan, then why is it going to be hajju? Because it's not tabi' on the mahal, it's tabi' on the lafz. Does that make sense, everybody? So let's summarize once again here. So let's summarize. So what we're saying here, If you have a harfun nida, okay, followed by a munada, the thing you're calling out. What's the mahal of the munada? The mahal is going to be what? Mansoob. It's going to be mahallan mansoob. And when you have a mudaf ilayh structure, then the i'rab lafzi is actually the i'rab mahalli as well. Ya Rasulullah, Ya Rabbana, Rabbana, etc. But if it's a mudaf ilayh, then the mansoob stays as mansoob. If it's a mufrad, meaning a single word, not a mudaf ilayh structure, then it becomes what? The mahal remains mansoob, but it becomes mabni ala dham. Yes, mabni ala dham. So it becomes ya rajulu. So mahallan is mansoob, mahallan is mansoob, lafzan is mabni ala dham. Yes. So also a smaller side note as well is, you have two types of mabni. Well, one is those words that are intrinsically mabni. They're mabni in all circumstances. هذا, هذه, هؤلاء, اسم الموصول, اسم الإشارة, the fi'l الماضي, the متكلم. So those are always like this. However, we have some words which become mabni in a particular slot. Some words become mabni in a particular slot. The slots become mabni. So for example, one such slot is the munada slot. The munada slot, when it is a single word, it becomes what? Mabni ala dham. So any word, even if it's a mu'rab word, when a mu'rab word comes in here, when you come to Rome, do as Romans do, you have to follow our rule. The munada slot is, when it's a single word comes to munada slot, it has to be what? Mabni ala, it becomes mabni ala dham. Even though the mahal is mansoob. Are you following? G. Anything else? Yeah, so we should go, if you get a chance, watch this again, inshallah. This, ya ayyuhal hajj wa ayyuhal hajja. Okay? Let's stop here, inshallah. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.